Well, we just like anybody, I think you try to organize it what your needs are, and we're trying to get a few things out of this. One is the mental rest a little bit from the grind of competing. The preparation, the mental preparation, all that goes along with playing in this league. We went 6 straight SEC games and 8 straight games, and so. That's one thing. The physical, back off physically, obviously. We've got a few guys that are nicked up like everybody does, but to get a chance to get healthy. We've been very, very healthy this year for the most part, except for a couple spots. But we get a chance up physically to heal up. Academically, we get a chance to jump ahead or get caught up. It's a good week to do that, and then also is a good week for us to organize and get ready for a very tough game against Ole Miss. So all those things, all those components are a part of how we schedule all week, and it's the timing is good.
First up, we have Edward Ashoff of ESPN.com.
Yeah, Gary, I was just wondering, with the increased success that you guys have had this year, have you noticed maybe a spike in interest on the recruiting trail?
Oh yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. Yeah, that's been very, very positive, and it's I think that's a benefit that happens from success, and prior to last year was a very difficult year. Prior to that, we had 8 pretty good years here in a row, and so it's nice to have a lot of people interested in us, and obviously the SEC helps too. It's always been a plus for us.
I know that you guys had a big campaign in the Southeast, especially here in Georgia, but did you worry at all that it might be a little more difficult to start off, recruiting more maybe in the state of Georgia and the state of Florida when you first got to the SEC?
Well, we came in there reputation-wise. I think, winning, obviously, last year was different. But, I think, we had a pretty reputation for, winning, consistency of winning, of, graduation, APR ranking, all those other things. So, it's not like a brand new staff, that just showed up somewhere. It was a little bit different in a situation like that. But it's about trust. It's about going in and gaining trust from coaches and treating people right. The greatest salespeople you have are the people that eventually come here and they go back to their high schools, whether it's in Atlanta or Florida or where have you, and they talk about what a great place Mizzou is. That's that transition we saw take place in Texas over a period of years. So, I think we're doing a lot of good things in those areas, and it's you got to work hard and communicate, and you got to be honest, and you got to earn trust, and that's ongoing forever.
Next is Dave Mattos, St. Louis Post-Dispatch.
Hey, Gary, as well as Maddie has played in this stretch, what do you think by bringing James back can maybe do for this team, maybe emotionally down the stretch here?
I don't know. I really haven't analyzed that way. I think it's kind of an interesting way of looking at it. James was having as good as year any quarterback in the country. We got hurt 4 weeks ago or 4 games ago. So, even though Maddie's done a lot of good things for us, bringing James back was, we've been, very upfront to everybody, and including, everybody on our team about how we're going to handle that, which is very consistent with how we've always done it. I think our players, had great respect for Maddie, and certainly trust him, but then also James. James has been here. He's. I don't know if we need a huge confidence boost. I think they trusted Maddie, but I think James obviously with his experience level and has been around for a while and has a great relationship with his teammates. I think it's it's certainly positive. I don't know what the degree of the boost would be though.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Next is David Morrison, the Columbia Daily Tribune.
Hi, Gary. With James coming back and seeing what you've seen out of Maddie, is the plan still going to be to try to get Maddie that planned series per game, or has it changed any now that, James is back starting?
No, what we'll do is we'll evaluate that, and we'll decide, Thursday before the game. But, Maddie will definitely play. There's no question about that. He's certainly earned the right to do that. It's a very, very positive situation. We'll determine how much, when we get in that phase of the game week.
Thank you.
You bet.
If there are any more questions for Coach Pinkel, please press *1 now. a follow-up from Edward Ashoff.
Yeah, Gary, go back to recruiting. I just wondered how much attention do you guys pay to this part of the country, the Southeast in particular now?
Well, we made significant changes, when we made the transition. We adjusted recruiters and obviously the Atlanta area, South Georgia. We're recruiting in Florida. And so it's important. I think it is. It's great high school football. Obviously you want to have a place in the geographical areas in which you play your games, and so that's why that was very important to us. And so we'll continue to recruit Texas as we always have, but certainly we've had to expand out there and adjust, and I think through time it'll work well.
And how much could a season like this help you guys in the long run as far as recruiting against SEC teams?
Well, I still think it's about it's about success and consistent success. I don't think do you have 1 year BCS wise we've percentage wise won pretty good over the last 9 years compared to all BCS teams in the country. And so I think the consistency of winning is important, but it's all about consistency. So this year's good, it's great, it's fine, everything else. There's a lot out there left. We don't know where it's going to go, but it's still about consistency of winning and earning respect, and that's ongoing.
Thanks.
You bet.
Well, another follow-up from Dave Matter.
Gary, I know you thought this team would be much improved this year, but has any part of this group kind of developed faster than you expected?
I don't know. I like I said, mentioned before too. You can have a real good football team and not be 9-1. I mean, I think it's all relative a little bit. No, I think the defensive line, how it's these guys, the consistency of playing at a real high level as a group. That's really losing a guy like Sheldon Richardson, and first round draft pick, and to be able to play at the level they've been playing consistently, and as they've improved and gotten better. I think that area right there has been obviously real important, and I think the consistency of the offensive line. Obviously we've stayed very healthy there, knock on wood, and we're playing at a much higher level now too. So, when you're 9-1, you have a lot of players are having good years. A lot of players at a lot of different positions, but those are the two areas that I think have not been a surprise, but yet I'm very very happy with the progress that they've made.